What's going on, everyone? Literally just this class and last class left. One more class after today. Aha! Sweet. Today in class, the only thing that we're going to do is go over our reels that you guys have submitted your first drafts. Submissions cannot be an After Effects file. The link. What is going on, Janae? Logan's in the chat. How you guys doing? Open up After Effects. I may have to wear my headphones today. What's up, Jose? And then I'll go over this stuff. All right. Let me, new project. I don't know if I hit caps. I don't think I did. Let's go to downloads. Submissions right here. Nice. All right, Logan. If not, you can submit it tonight and I will grade it by tomorrow. If I pull this up. You guys have, let me go back here, until, I think it's tomorrow night, midnight, to turn in, let's see. Nope, wrong one. I don't know, I opened that one. This one, here. You guys have until tomorrow night at midnight to submit your first draft. And if you submit it by tomorrow night, midnight, though, I can't guarantee you're going to get be able to complete all the feedback before it's due. The final links. But you will get credit for the first draft one, right? This is I'm going to go over this, but I still need to add some information about how much each project is worth and yada yada yada. Mel, what's going on? How you doing today? But let me do this here. Put my headphones on because I'm probably gonna need them. So, when it pertains to the final portfolio links, right? Because we're going to be submitting links and not the actual videos into Canvas. And again, it says that right here, so you guys are aware in bold red letters. You're going to be submitting two different links, right? So you're going to have your final, it says color scope. Oop, I think I'm doing the wrong one. This is the one I need to look at. This one. All right. You're going to be posting your final custom 3-scene project with the changes applied, right? 25 points for a submitted custom 3-scene link. So if the changes had not been applied or the first draft is submitted as a final, you will have points deducted for your custom 3-scene. A YouTube or Vimeo link to the project online is what you want to submit. This can be submitted to me via just a link if you want to post a link, or you can put it into a Word document with a link, or PDF with the link. Either way, any way to get it could be just a text in the text box, that text box on the module, that will be fine. But it has to be a link to either YouTube or Vimeo or ArtStation or something where I can view it. Be sure to provide a well-written description under that video that discusses how you made the work, what tools you used, and attribution for the music track. It should be in MP4 that you upload for the custom 3-scene project at 1920 1080 at 24 frames a second for the MP4. The final draft of your down this way, you will also be turning in the final draft of your motion graphs reel, aka the final portfolio reel. You'll hear me say both, with the changes that are applied, and it will be worth 100 points. If changes have not been applied or the first draft is submitted as the final, you will have points deducted. A YouTube or Vimeo link to the project online. Again, you can put them both into like a Word document, or it could be like I said, text box, whatever works better for you guys. You understand, but it has to be a link, and it can't be the final MP4s. In fact, I have made it specific file types that it accepts. So if it's not working for you, make sure to read this again and try and figure it out again. This version of the reel should reflect all of the suggested changes for all of the projects that we worked on throughout the semester, right? I've been giving you feedback all semester on all of your projects. This is the point where you're turning in those final polished projects, right, into your reel. You shouldn't have first drafts of assignments in your reel, because if you do, then it's not polished work. This should, again, reflect your polished work, not the work that you just completed before the deadline. If you are missing projects or they are the first drafts of these projects, points will also be deducted, right? So what I'll do for you guys is I will outline how many points each one is worth to make sure that you have all of them in your reel. And then you guys, I'll like post a rubric or something for this. These are due. This is the biggest thing. By or before 6 p.m. on 5/9. So on Thursday, before class starts, there are no exceptions. Okay. I've been very generous with late work and due dates and all that stuff, and throughout the entire semester. And this is the only one that I really ask you guys to respect. And if not, there's no late work. And I, unfortunately, will have had to and will have to give you guys a 0 if I don't receive them on time. I've asked all semester for you guys to be respectful of deadlines, and some things come up. I understand that, but this is like, get it done, right? Turn it in before. You don't have to worry about it being late, right? And I don't want to hear, I forgot about it, I was busy, I had work. You get it done before that then, and you submit it at whenever you can. Make sure that you've, again, made all suggested changes to both the custom 3-scene project and the final reel before submitting the links. Okay? I am going to publish this right now for you guys to look. The only types of submissions that I am accepting, it's this whole thing is worth 125 points. Okay, 100 points for the final reel, and 125 points for the custom 3-scene animation. And the only way that you can only submit Google, like a doc, like a PDF or a text box, right? So submitting a URL or anything like that. All right, so definitely read this and read it closely. Hey, Angel, I am just going over the module for the final portfolio link and the custom 3-scene animation links that you will submit here. And I will, again, send a breakdown of how the points will work for these. But I think there's how many projects? Let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 projects, probably over 10 points each. And then if you had sent in your first draft, if it's then you'll get like the extra points because it's been updated. And the 10th one is the custom 3-scene. Oh no, I have that one in here. So it'll be 10 points per each one of these. You will be deducted points if you are submitting first drafts of these projects, or if I haven't seen these. So if you submitted the project before, but you're still only putting the first draft of that project in here and haven't made any suggested changes, 10 points will be deducted. If you turn this in if you turn any of these projects in for the first time and I haven't seen them, 10 points will be deducted, right? So, and if they're missing, 10 points will be deducted. So, make sure they're the final pieces that are polished, right? Make sure that the videos are chopped up and remixed and not just throwing each project in a sequence. You will have points deducted for that. Make sure that the reel is between 45 seconds and a minute 30 long. 1080p, 24 frames. Title should be some sort of interesting animation with the background. The music, make sure the audio from all the other videos is turned off. Big thing. And an end card, this should be your contact information from the typography project. Okay, so reminder, that is what I'm looking for today when I go over your projects. Let me set this over here. And I'm going to give you feedback on it. Let's see. Let me go back. And just 1 second, you guys. Okay. All right, let's go through them. I've seen some really cool intros and stuff at the beginning, so let's go ahead and play. Oh, what's that sign? Nice. Cool first job, Ian. Good transition there. Still need to make your changes to the custom 3 scene. And still need to make your changes to all of these projects. So these are all first drafts of all of the projects that you have submitted. So technically you wouldn't get credit for this. I mean, it's a good reel, but all of these projects need to have the changes implemented into them. So I would highly suggest getting on that as soon as possible. That one, neat. Good job with the music, though. All right, cool. It fades off. The audio also fades off. Let's see the audio level so I can see if we need to turn it down a bit or not. I think it's mine's at 50%. It's not too loud when I look at it. I'll bump that up. Window. Yeah, definitely would already get quite a few points deducted, especially because it's all first drafts of everything. Everything looks like it's in good good as far as audio levels go. Let's make sure that we've seen everything in here. I did see the bouncing ball project. Typography and motion design. I saw a couple scenes of that one. Yep, right there. The Real and Surreal project right there. Cool transitions happening on here. Good ideas. The music's great. The robot arm, let's see, the principles of motion design in After Effects. I saw that one. Best scenes from that. Also, the squash in the impact scene. The Eve bot, saw that. The butterfly, we do see that. And then the custom 3 scene. So you've got all of your projects here. All of the projects just need to have the changes applied to them. So good first start on this. I like the music choice especially, and that's a cool like background. Looks good. I would probably make the make sure that you make the text a little bit bigger here because it's just slightly hard to read with the background, only because the background's like moving and it's a little bit thinner. So I might pick like a thicker text on here, but very good start on this. Let me go ahead and write. Sorry, guys. I'm just making sure I grade them as I go. Might take a little longer today, but. All right. Let's go to Jose's. Oh. Didn't mean to shut my number lock off. All right, let's start here. Cool music. It's a little loud, Jose, so the first thing I would do is like definitely turn that music down. You don't want this to be peaking at that section. Let me turn this down a little bit. You don't want to see it peaking on these levels here. If you need to open the audio, panel here, you just go up to window and go down to audio, and you can pop it right over here, and then make sure that your audio is at the appropriate level. The first thing that I noticed is that you're missing a title, so you definitely want to add a title on this. Let's replay it. Also, the changes need to be applied to this as well. See this again. Nice. This section right here, it is okay if it's a little too fast right here. I'd like to see this, just like a section of this, maybe this part right here, at normal speed, right? Because you're at only a minute, so it can be a little bit longer. So give that scene a little bit longer to play out, so that we can really appreciate and enjoy the illustrations that you made for that, as well as the animation, because I know this isn't how fast it actually was in your video. I'd like to see it probably at normal speed here and not sped up. And you might have been trying to match it up with the timing of the audio, but I think that it would lend itself a little bit more at normal speed. Cool. I think this one too, you could do here, let's see, the 1, 2, 3, 4, because it's like a 4 count, right? So I know that you're trying to hit the beats. That might be something that you could do, maybe where there's like some kind of impact happening instead of switching to 4 different videos, because we don't really get a chance to enjoy that as well. So maybe you do something where it's like ding, 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 because the timing's about the same in the song, right? So you could do din, din, maybe a ball bounce there would be good. And then the second one, you could just switch on that second beat to get that. And then, because I think this is cool, and I'd like to see that as well a little bit more, this section right here. It's very cool though. Good job on here. This flows really well. Nice. You can take the robot arm out twice. You can maybe only have it in there once if it works out that way, right? If you remove the other one, I think what could happen is if you remove the beginning of the robot arm where it's just moving down to grab the ball, and you keep this clip at this point where the robot arm picks the ball up and throws it, I think that's a better spot on here. And then in that area where the initial clip of the robot arm, you could use that time where you remove that clip, you can use that space that's emptied to show that one full scene at normal speed, if that makes sense. Let me know if that doesn't kind of register, if you want me to explain that a little bit more to you, and I will. Just let me know in the chat here. But very good start on this. I like it. I like the beat. I like that you guys are using some different music. I love that. Cool. Not bad. This was great. Really good first start on here, Jose. I think that you could do, I would do your contact information after your name. So you could do your name. You could do Jose Cinco in this section, right? And have that up and keep it up long enough for this part to happen, because I love that little beat. That's so good. And I see the changes that you've made that I requested and applied. So you've done a good job on all of that. And then here where it says your name, that's where I would end with your contact information instead of just your name. And then just extend that out if it needs to, so that we have time to read it, right? You should be able to read everything out loud. And then fade it off. Not too many changes, just kind of rearranging some clips, updating some timing. But other than that, you have done very, very well. These are looking great. I wasn't too well versed with the audio tab. This would have definitely come in handy when I started out my custom 3 scene. Yeah, I talked about it for a little bit. I don't know if you were in that class, Logan, but I had talked about bringing this down here to check your audio levels when you're messing around with your music and your VO, because it's good to gauge where your voiceover is so that you know where to turn your audio down to. Because you really want to be hitting within the sweet spot is kind of around that -3 decibels. As far as voiceovers go, you want the voiceovers to be around -3 to -6 decibels. So anywhere between this and this section is good to have voiceovers. And then if there's music involved as well, just making sure that the music is down far enough to be able to hear the voiceover clearly. If there's no voiceover, for instance, like in your reels, you can have it landing within the sweet spot here, between that -3 and -6 decibels. That's a sweet spot to have your main audio at. I guess I keep saying voiceovers, but your main audio that we want to be hearing and focusing on, you'll want to be between these sections. So you might have to just turn it down a little bit to get it between here, but this is a visual way to kind of navigate your audio levels, right? So yeah, title. If this is all making sense to you, Jose, you could even move your name title into here and just have motion graphics reels. And just a couple of these projects still need to have some of the changes applied to. I think you did it for this one. The squash and stretch, actually, I think you did. I don't know if you made the change. I'm going to have to go look back at the other ones. Some rotation onto there. So a couple of them just need to be updated. But very, very good work so far. Let me... I don't have to write too much on yours because you gave me updated versions of these mostly, so you're fine. I also, the only other one I didn't see was the bouncing ball. Let's make sure you got all your projects in here. Missing the bouncing ball project. Typography, I saw the real and surreal. I saw the surreal one. Principles of motion design and After Effects, saw that one and the one in Cinema 4D. Your robot arm, saw that one. Your Eve bot, I think that's one you're missing. That one, nope, here. Oh yeah, because this little dude was so cool. Monarch butterfly animation, saw that one. And the custom 3 scene, we got that, perfect. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Everybody's got their 24 frames a second. That's what I like to see. Way to go, Jose, for a first draft. Looking great. Let's go to Mel's. Mel's in the chat. Let's do this. Jed, I went to... I'll download yours again, but I went to look at it, and it's, again, an After Effects project. I'll try and open it. I didn't mean to do that. But there's a bunch of files missing, so yeah, it can't be an After Effects project, dude. You gotta hand in the rendered videos. Mouse, let's get back into this. I think that I need to reopen After Effects. I'm tired. I'm sure you guys are really tired too. Finals week. I know how that feels. My finals week runs differently than your finals week. My finals week is grading, making sure everyone's got their affairs in order, grading projects that have been late, getting things done and feedback in. What is this? Just open on project. Again, let's enter these guys. Alright, delete these. Gosh dang it. There you go. Yes, I want to. Alright, Mel's. Starting off with the infamous pink. Love it. Use of the masking. Cool, let's check a little something right here. I'm going to get tedious on you, Mel. You produce a lot of really good work, so... Beautiful. Beautiful. Love it. Oh, chef's kiss right there. Into it. Great job. Love this. Ooh, right on the beat. Let's keep this up. Nice. Lovely work, Mel. Really cool transition there. I wanted to commend you on that when I saw the first cut of this. Um, that is some high level match cut stuff. It's called a match cut when you have um so there's like a similar motion happening from one scene to the next scene, or a similar shape that goes into the next shape, or goes into the next scene with the same shape in the same location, right? So that's what a match cut is. It's more of an advanced technique that editors and animators use in their work, and really, really solid work for a first time attempting like a match cut. And it looks really good, and it's really, really cool stuff, especially for a final reel. The music's great. So cool. Really just. Oh. Sorry, I did not mean to do that. Let me get my hand off the mouse. Great job. Ooh, another match cut. Matching the camera. Camera movement is another thing. Some high level thinking that you've got going on here. Into it. This looks beautiful. Especially choosing these more relaxing. Look at those little eyes. Ooh, the blink. Nice. Ooh, you got that motion blur added on. I see all of the changes implemented. Ooh. The little guy. Mel, just some impressive stuff. Really impressive work. Very, very, very. Yeah, Angel does, yes, and we'll get to that one too. Um Very impressed with the overall color like consistency throughout all of your work over the semester. It really it's funny when and not everyone's fully developed on this yet, right? So not everyone's within this stage, but some students who have more design background and more experience with color palettes and design tend to lean towards a specific color palette just in their illustrative and in work artwork in general. And I can see this consistency here within your work, especially because the whole reel has this like very warm pinkish undertone to it, which ties it all together. It ties all these projects together because throughout all of this there's very similar color palettes happening. That does not make a bad thing. That actually makes it really cool. It shows you just have this really cool consistency through the work. But then there's like a breakup of it, right? Because you have these, which is obviously a darker color palette that's not necessarily the same as before. But this right here, that's really cool. These match cuts. Higher level thinking that I'm seeing in your guys' work lately. Changes have all been applied. Really good stuff. Smart, very smart. I wanted to mention, like, you can hear the breakdown of the song where, because it's a great song choice. In the section where the audio lowers and there's less of the bass and less of the drum beat, and it's like focusing on just a couple instruments, and you picked slower scenes to fit in here with your surreal scene and with this like kaleidoscope of butterflies, and it's a great idea there. You know, really did a good job matching up audio with animations and matching the timing to the song. uh Really, really good work. I really don't have any changes here. Really cool. All of the updates that I've requested, I see in your work. Can probably just relax for the rest of the semester. That's neat. That, the star twist, Nice. The way that pops in there. This little guy, I just wanted to comment on and say this was really cute. This is a really good job animating the pull and pull. Like you just really took the principles of animation and applied it to how a caterpillar would move across. And it just really stands out, the thought and the work that you put behind this. I think this is fantastic. I just want to make sure this is on there for long enough. Love that. Cool. And then I would just fade out the music right here. That's probably the only thing that I would do is fade out the audio. So animate the decibels down. You might have to animate them way down, right? So you might start whatever decibel level that you're at currently with the whole entire song, and then animate it all the way down. You might have to animate it to like negative 80 decibels, and then it'll turn it all the way down to where it's not like you can't hear it, right? So I would just fade out, match the fade out of the audio to the fade out of this, or maybe start to fade it out a little bit sooner than the black fade out. But this is just really impressive. Very, very good work. Let's make sure you got most of your projects in here. I did see the 3 bouncing balls. Typography and motion design, got it here. Again, like I said, I'm not looking for every single scene of these, just want to see the project in here. So if you guys are smart and are thinking and don't have all of your updates to all of your projects done, right, you could just update the specific scenes that are in your reel. I feel like I shouldn't have to say that, but I'm going to for you guys, because some of you guys have a lot of stuff that needs to be updated. So, the real and surreal, I saw that one. The principles and AE, obviously that one's there. Then you've got the 3D one right there, anticipation. You've got your hierarchies, your assembly line. You have your beautiful little Eve puppy, your Eve bot or the robot. I say Eve bot here on my list, but the hover bot, because we always used to do an Eve like from WALL-E, but I think these are way cuter when you guys have a little bit more control and you guys can do some more fun things. Monarch butterfly, obviously had that, and the custom 3 scenes. So you are all set to go, kiddo. Really, really good job. Let's move on. One second here. All right. Oh, sweet pears. Nice. First of all, you guys are really killing it on the music choices. Some different stuff then, because like I usually always hear very similar songs, but you guys have picked some cool stuff, and this is already so cool. Love the head animation, the offsetting of the hair. The theremin in this, like the ooh, those things are so cool. That looks great. Your oh yay, the change. Your that fits really well with this. Killer stuff here, Pierre. You did a really great job throughout the semester too. Some beautiful work. I love this. Color palettes. Very similar color palettes as well. Neat. All right, the impact one. Yeah, that one was cool. Super cool end title, social medias and stuff. I don't know. I also made the music too. It's from like 7th grade. All right, so this I'm assuming this is probably like a um going to fill in later. Let me go here. I think there's just a couple things that I would obviously you're going to want to have like your final custom um contact information. And if you haven't done it, I would just do it, right? Just put the contact information even if you don't have that project done. So that you get the have the end, right, that's appropriate um for someone to contact you about your work. This is funny though, but I would remove it, okay? Because you don't want this to be in here. I also made the music too. It's from like 7th grade. You could put that in a tiny little, I think that would be funny is like a tiny little writing down at the bottom. Um, that you, because it's a really cool song actually. It's really funky and it's like different and I'm into it. And the theremins, I don't know if you guys know what that is. Let me look it up. The theremin instrument. It's like how they make UFO noises back in the day in like 50s films and stuff like that. Did not mean to do that. Let's just do this. Move this over here. All right. Zoom in on this. Where's that theremin page? A theremin instrument looks like this, and it is played like this.
You know, a lot of people think that in order to conceal
Of
carry,
course, there'd be
you
an
need
ad.
a tactical belt and a set of jeans. Well, I'm here to tell you.
It's different hand placements and different hand positions to create different noises.
In the proximity of the two antennas, which forms a capacitor between his hands and the antennas. The capacitance of the electromagnetic field varies by the distance between the plates.
So really cool stuff. Very cool instrument and very cool music. So let's go through here. I love this. I love this first thing. This could even be your wrap up, right? Like if you wanted to add a couple more elements to this and have this at the end with just your social media stuff instead of just your title, you can do that as well, right? So the which should be in your reel, the 3 bouncing balls, I saw that one. Oh, the first thing that I would say is you can remove this title here. We don't need the title. Any titles that you have inside of your projects don't need to be there. The light and heavy impact, so that is in Principles of Motion Design in After Effects. You have the Monarch Butterfly one. I would extend this length of this, and then all of a sudden you have a black frame. So you definitely want to extend this a little bit more. So after removing this title out of here, you can fill that kind of void of space and time with a longer shot of this if you can. And then also just get rid of that black frame. So you're going to want to, I think it's 1 over right there. You're just going to want to make sure that you're all lined up when you look at your timeline. This is great. You made the change that I was suggesting on there. This looks really cool. I think this fits in well. So by the way, those were the, if we zoom back, we've got the Monarch, we've got the custom 3 scene, we've got your Hoverbot. We have your Hierarchies project and your Bouncing Ball project, I think, and your your Principles of Motion Design in Cinema 4D and your Real and Surreal project. And we need to just maybe mix these up a little bit more because they are all just kind of lined up. You're just missing the typography and motion design project. And then I would chop these up. So I would definitely separate these 2 scenes here and kind of vary the scenes, right? Because like I said, it has to be, make sure that the videos are chopped up and remixed. And right now they're just all thrown into the project in a sequence. So it could be really cool. Like you could just extend and show a couple projects maybe extra times or, oh, here's your typography one. Sorry, I didn't realize that. So you've got that. maybe add a couple more scenes from your impact one, separate these two from each other, and just move them around the timeline, right? So that's what I would do. Other than that, it's a really good start, and I love the work that you guys have been doing over the semester. It's just so much more creative. Really good stuff. Cool. Let's go to Sarah's. Sarah, I got your note here, so that's fine. You did what you had the time to do, which is great. And, you know, you have some time to update that, right? So let's go ahead and play. Cool. Intense music. I'm into it. Ooh, good lineup with the audio there. Cool. Good start on that. Nice. Really good job lining up the audio, like the beats with the scenes. Cool. Your custom
When
3
they
scene.
approach the end of their lives, stars swell into red giants, and in
You want to remove the all you'll have to do is just shut the audio off on this
and
layer.
in the case of super large stars, they'll also go out with a bang.
I'm thinking, because I see where you were going with this. Because it just, with the sentence that said, kind of lines up with the intensity of the audio, the song that you've chosen.
In the case of super large stars, they'll also go out with a bang.
Boom. Especially with that there. I have cool. Sweet, Logan. I'll go over that. I'll download. Where'd you submit it? Just on your thing? I'll find that and I'll grab it. I say keep this. Normally I would say not to, but it just lines up so well with the audio of the. I would advise getting the file from Canvas if you need to. Okay, that's what I'll do, Logan. Back to this, Sarah. It just lines up so well that I'll allow that because you actually animated the audio, right? I know I've heard this part, and I think that this is a really smart choice, actually, and so I'm into it. Nice, a fade out. Okay, so there's just a few things that I would make changes on in this. Overall, the let me go through one at a time. This looks cool. I would probably make the stroke size a little, like, quite a bit thinner, maybe half the weight. Just so we can just see some of it, and most of it's the black, and it's not got these really thin lines here. And I think that would look stronger, right, as far as like a graphic design standpoint. You got your bouncing balls here. Just some of these I know we've talked about, and they still need maybe some updating. But the other thing that I would do is cut up some of these scenes. So you've got a lot of them lined up back to back to back, especially this one. So I would just, all you would have to do is, like, the ones that don't necessarily line up with the music beat are the ones that I would move and chop up and move around. The other thing that is being used here, and I know why, is the fade, right? You're fading from one scene to the next. And it gives a more dramatic feel because of the song, and especially because the timing of the fade is really well. I would not use as many. I would probably do every few clips I would add a fade transition, but not from every single project to the next, and only because it's very noticeable. So you kind of want to salt and pepper those in throughout the video, like with specific transitions, instead of having like a crazy transition with every change from one clip to the next. And that's just something that you get used to seeing. Like, if you're someone who's like a seasoned professional and you see a transition from every clip to the next, it would be too much to watch. And so I would just do that. Other than that, I think you have everything in here. Just some changes made to a few of these, I know. Let's see here. We have the Bouncing Ball Project. We have definitely the Principles of Motion Design in Cinema 4D, and I know we have that right here in After Effects. We have the Monarch Butterfly. We have the robot arm, so your Hierarchies project. We have your cool little Eve bot. So neat. Your little Eve bot is so cute. You've got your Monarch Butterfly. You've got your custom 3 scene. That was your custom 3 scene animation. The only thing I don't see is the typography project. So you might want to add that in there if you have it done. And then have that at the end, right? Your contact information. And other than that, you're pretty much good to go. Just make sure you can get some of these ones updated that I know we were talking about. So really, really good, solid work right away. Love some of this stuff that, as far as like the timing goes, was pure perfection. Looked amazing. Oh, let's see. Let's go to the next one. Janae's. Cool. Let's remove this one. All right, Janae. Let me go up here. Let's go ahead and play. Very, very cute stuff. Very, very cute first draft here. I love all of the timing that you did with the music. It sounds great. Both in Canvas and on Discord. Sounds good, Logan. Thank you. Really solid first draft on this. I think that there's a few things that you could do to that kind of happen throughout the video to strengthen it a little bit, and let's go over that. For some reason there are some scenes that are black and it's not supposed to be black. I have color for those scenes, but when I render it went black. It could be a transparency layer if you want to go through these with are you talking about this section here and stuff? So if you want to take some screenshots of what your timeline looks like in those sections, if you can kind of zoom in a little bit on those layers in your timeline and maybe take some screenshots, you can send those to me and we can troubleshoot that, because that is something that I was going to mention is there's a lot of black sections here, and I'd like to see what the issue is with those. So take some screenshots, send them to me in Discord. We'll see if we can troubleshoot it, and I'll give you some more direction if I need some there, and we'll try and figure that out. As far as this first part, I like what you're doing here. And I like that you're trying to do the, like, time the beginning, like, quick shots up with the motion graphics reel title. I don't know if I would do that. It's a little bit kind of confusing at first. It just is kind of like pop, pop, pop. I'm like, oh, is this like short and it's going to stop all of a sudden? And then I realized what was happening after the fact. But what you could do is you could have, I like that. You could blur this little guy out. You can maybe do, let's see, 1, 2, type word, 1, 2, 3 projects, and then another word, 1, 2 projects, and then another word. So you put 2 projects, and then the first word of motion graphics reel, then 3, then 2. I would probably, what I would do is you could do 3 projects total and have them blurred out. And that when each project switches to the next is when another word moves down into the scene. But keep them on scene all at the same time. Or I'm sorry, keep all of the text on screen at the same time. And just change the projects in the background. And so you can change, like, have the words animate on screen when the change of that scene happens. And then you can switch to this one right here in the background. But we don't want to see them all in perfect, like, how do I want to say it? Like, in focus right away. So I think that adding like a blur adjustment layer over the entire thing would be really smart for this section. And then you could fade that blur out. So you would do it like this. Let me bring this in here. And if I were to, for your intro, right up until moves into the reel. So right there, I'd want to add a new adjustment layer. And onto that adjustment layer, I would have the Gaussian blur applied to it. You can also try some other blurs if you want to. I would increase that quite a bit. So we kind of see some stuff, but we're not quite sure what it is. Maybe even just blur that sucker out all the way. And then you would want your text to be on screen above that. So text here. And so what's happening underneath all of this is you're going to have your scene changes, and when the scene change happens, so for instance, you'll only want to have 3 projects underneath here, and pick 3 scenes that maybe you don't reuse in the rest of the video. Or you could even do some interesting looking backgrounds if you want to. So it could just be some pattern backgrounds. You can maybe have the same background pattern, but the color changes. So you can do that, but it'll be like one pops in and then the text is there. So text here, let's duplicate this like 3 times. And let's say this one says motion. This one says graphics. This one says reel. Right. And we have all of these. Grab all of them and we control double click to center all of those. Let's align them to the selection, and then let's go to composition and align them to the composition. And motion, what you could do, and this will be real quick, right? Obviously you'd want this to be bigger and kind of fill in the area. bigger text, right? But if you just cut off the, so let's say the first scene changes and motion first is there. Let's cut that one off. I'm going to change the color of these layers so that we can see it. Yellow. Cool. And then this one, I would want to move to here, holding down shift. It can lock right onto where my playhead is. And let's see your next scene changes right here. And you can take this one and go like this. Obviously, you actually don't want to trim this because you want it to be in the whole time, right? So you just change where the beginning starts. So it'd be like this. Swap to a new scene right here. Graphics pops in. Swap to a new scene right here. Reel pops on. And then what you could do is you can animate the text off screen and at the same time animate the opacity of your adjustment layer. So I'd take the adjustment layer so that it's no longer blurry, drop that down to 0%, and then obviously I would animate these out of the screen instead of just cutting the ends, right? But it would look like pop, pop. This would stay on screen, and then as this fades off, maybe these ones fade off at the same time, or something happens, right? So I could just copy the opacity and paste it to all of these just right now, doing like a cheap trick. Maybe think of something a little bit more complex if you can, if you have the time to do so. But pop, pop, pop for the next one. And then all of it's on there. So if that makes sense, that'd be great. And then just make sure that you could, because it is a slower song, right? You obviously want to get rid of these black sections. And I wouldn't show the same scenes over again. I maybe make this, it's 1 minute and 30 seconds long, so that's good. This one right here, I would figure out something else to go here instead of the contact information because this ends up at the end. So I would just pick something else. Some of these you still have to make some adjustments to. I saw the changes to this one. Good, better, best looks good. That one looks good. Look at this little guy go flying across the screen. He's so cute. This one right here, your background goes away, and I wish it didn't because this is so cute, this background right here. So maybe just extend that background layer. Are you using some kind of transition like effect when you use these, or are you animating like layers when this kind of stuff happens right here where the black is showing up? Just let me know in the chat and we can try and figure that out. But yeah, so remove those black things, fix the first part, take out most of those in the background, pick just a few that look really cool with the motion happening behind it, and then animate the text in like this so that it's there, and that way you don't have to duplicate it on the last scene there. Animate that out, and then just on the end, make sure that all these black spots are gone, right? Good start though. Really cute stuff. Love this. I literally love the crap out of that scene. Like this one right here. Timing of stuff is really nice. You think you use transitions? I would rather see cuts and then like hard cuts rather than using like transitions effects because some of them are more complex than other ones. And so, like I said, salt and pepper in some transitions. Like Mel had a lot of, like she had hard cuts happening, but then she also had some interesting transitions, like only a couple of them salt and peppered in, but it made it really cool. And so that's what I would do here. Like maybe that circle, masking the circle into the next scene. So I would do a couple things like that, but other than that, just have some hard cuts, and that will fix that problem if that's what you're running into. Really solid work on the first one. I am pretty sure I've seen all of the projects in there. I saw the bouncing balls, the typography. I saw your real and surreal. I'm pretty sure. Let me just double check. Yep, real, surreal. Principles of motion design in After Effects and Cinema 4D. Saw those. Your hierarchy scene is in there. Your hoverbot, your cute little hoverbot. He's in here too. By the way, that mask scene looks really nice. Good job on the changes. And your custom 3-scene animation with the changes that I requested in there. So yeah, just some updates to the reel and you will be all set to go. Yeah, of course. Not a problem, Jose. I already got to yours. So yeah, good job. You got to go I got to to typing fast because you're hungry. I get that feeling. Not a problem, buddy. If I don't see you the rest of the live stream, then I will talk to you on Thursday's class. All right. Really cool stuff here, Janae. All right. Let's go through Ivan's. I'll close that out. Delete these. Yes, I want to delete. Just so I can see. Delete these solids. Yes, I want to delete. And let us go through Ivan's. Nice. Good job on the changes, Ivan. Nightmare Fuel. Overall, the audio's loud, so you're definitely going to want to update the audio. Cool. In progress. The tamale scene. Cool transition. Nice. Changes are applied. Looks good. Yeah, nice smooth. All right, good stuff, Ivan. Really good start on this. Music. All right, you'll just have to put the music. I noticed that in Canvas you put like the name of the artist in there. You will just have to enter that information in the description of wherever you post it. Also, Janae, I wanted to mention that too. I know you had at the end. There was some kind of credit for the map. I would just remove that from the video and put that into your description when you post it on YouTube. All right, Ivan. So really good job. Changes all have been made on this. Overall, I think that the audio is just way too long or loud. So you definitely need to drop the audio down. And I'd like to see your title on for a couple more seconds. So I think bring the title on to about 4 seconds and then fade the title off or animate it off somehow instead of just doing, I think that the hard cut here, and you have this where there's like an inverted image of your first animation. So I would fix that. And then maybe you could have like a fade happening here. The music's interesting that you guys keep picking because it's like slower music than I thought, but it works. You want to animate those clouds or something in the background. Make sure that you're applying all of the changes that I requested. This scene is a little fast, so I'd maybe let this scene play out a little bit longer and see a couple more swings of the hammer. Nice, your little Eve bot. Same with the Eve bot. Some of the clips are moving too fast. I would like let the Eve bot be on scene a little bit longer. This still creeps the crap out of me. I'm not gonna lie. This guy just laying here looks like he died. He's just like dead. He's just passed out with his bottle in his hand. That's funny. What is that? I feel like this is a scene that I would in a video game, like where they're like walk into this room and figure out what's going on, and you're like, oh, I don't know what's going on in this. That's what this feels like to me. The other thing you need to do is break these things up a little bit more. So I would separate the real and surreal scene. This is cool. I love this tamale stuff. You definitely want to break this one up though. Maybe you have two scenes together. Oh, you did. Cool. Nice. The mask one. Your name. Your butterfly one. Cool stuff. I like this scene. I see you've changed you've applied the changes, I believe, to those stuff. Stretch and squash and stretch. You just need to add the, we need to see the contact information at the end. All right. Even if you didn't do the typography project, which you did, because I have this here, I would definitely put your contact information scene at the end. Let me see here. But let's make sure you had everything. The 3 bouncing balls, I think you're missing that scene. So you could add that project in here with the 3 bouncing balls. Typography and motion design, I saw that one. The real and surreal. Principles of motion design in After Effects. I think we're missing that one. Are we? Nope. Got that here. Maybe another scene from this one would be cool. The Cinema 4D one, I saw that. Hierarchies, your robot arm right here, which looks cool, your assembly line. You've got your hoverbot in here. You've got the Monarch scene and your custom 3 scenes. So you've got all your projects in there, which is good, except for the bouncing ball. And then I would add, like I said, another scene from your Principles of Motion Design in After Effects or another scene from your typography project. And then again, with the contact information at the end. Good start there. All right, was not able. All right, you'll be submitting it with your revised projects. That's good. Not sure if I did not mean to triple submission. I do not normally. Yeah, we're going to look at David's now. David sent in a YouTube link. So let's see if I can get this to work. Yeah, David's is cool. Beginning. Let's go through this one. Ivan, I'm going to delete this from here. We'll watch the other ones here in a second. Let's just go through this one. All right. Cool looking right away. Love the animation of the text. Looks awesome. Cool. Hold on. Before I do that, let's increase the audio. You guys are having a hard time hearing that. Okay. Might have to increase the audio. Cool, the little duckies. Let's replay it. I know that you mentioned that you had a corrupted file here. David, when you're talking about this, I'll address all of your comments here in just a second. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Get there, little he goes underwater. I love that. See, that's some fun stuff. All right, nice, not bad. You got that on there. The ducks are animated. Oh, whoa! Trying to use that for the transition. working on the bouncing ball. All right, I know that you said you had a corrupted file for that one too. All right, good start on this, David. I love the introduction here. The first thing that I would do is I would probably find a different, you could use a different transition here, or I would double this amount so that it fills it up. And what you can do is animate a masked solid to kind of wipe to the next scene so that we don't have like this black background just kind of blank here, because I'd like to see that those butterflies wipe off this text, right? So like the text stays on screen, you have the butterflies all animating across screen, because I saw that that was, good work on that. I like that, and I like the idea of it. I would just duplicate that so there's even more, and then animate a mask using path animations. You could just have a big rectangle that one side of the path animates from one end to the other to wipe, essentially do like a wipe transition behind the butterflies. So it looks like the butterflies are wiping that off screen. I think that's kind of what you were going for, but not quite sure how to pull that technique off. I would do that because I think that would be cool. And then it would reveal this scene right here. So instead of this one fading on, you would want that. The other thing that I noticed is that all your scenes are back to back to back. So your projects are just kind of plopped in here. And we definitely want these cut up and mixed around. So you don't have to have all the scenes playing out at full speed. I'd like to see them mixed around. So like your masks, maybe you have your squash scene here, but like in between here, you have a different scene from your After Effects one, this one, your impact scene. So just definitely cut this up and remix it, right? Because right now everything's just kind of thrown in there back to back. And then be wary of some of the transitions in here are just a little bit. That one was cool. This one coming up right here. I'd like to see, if you're going to fade it on, I wouldn't want to see this come into screen first. I'm not sure how this happened. Maybe messing around with like alpha channels or track mats could have caused this here. So I would maybe do just like a regular fade transition here instead. The good, better, best. And then, like I said, cut these scenes up. As far as your corrupted file for your ball bounce, I know that you said if you can recreate the animation or at least one or two scenes with the changes that I recommended. So maybe this scene, right? Or the other one, even though I know they're not the full project, they all should have been together. But I would just try and do that. Maybe you redo this scene instead and just have one or the other in there. The other thing that you're missing is your contact information at the end here. You could have that animate on in the same way this does, just being your contact information. So just a little bit of work to do here, but really good first start. And if you have any questions, definitely reach out to me and let me know. And we'll try and get those addressed, right? But good work on here. I know that you had that issue. The 3 bouncing balls was one. You have it though. You have the typography and motion design, the real and surreal scene. I saw those principles of motion design in After Effects. I think I am missing that one. I didn't see that one in here. The other thing that I am missing, let's see, principles of motion design in After Effects is not there, but you have the one in Cinema 4D. You have your hoverbot here. You are missing the robot arms, so the Hierarchies project. But you have your butterflies and you have your custom 3 scenes. So missing a couple little projects here, or missing really just the robot arm and the principles of motion design in After Effects. Yeah, couple projects you're going to want to add in if you have them with any changes made. So a little bit of some work to do, but at least you got that feedback now so you can start working on it as soon as possible. Let's see. Janae's got to go now. Have a good evening, everyone. It was nice seeing everyone's work. Yeah, awesome. Good job, Janae. I'm excited to see your final draft of this. If you guys have already had your stuff talked about in class, you can go off and start working on it if you want to right now, just so you have all the time that you guys need. Angel said, so you're editing in one of your videos scale number is red. When I'm trying to change a number, it will go back to the original. I know what happened when, and how can I fix that? Is there an expression on that layer? Can you take a screenshot and send that to me in Discord, Angel? So I can see what you're kind of talking about. So take a screenshot of it when it's red and then when it's not red of the software. All right. Ahmed, how much do I recommend some of this level of work to charge monthly? That is a very broad question that cannot be answered, unfortunately, in this class. This is a college course based in Arizona, and there's a lot that goes into pricing animations, and this is a whole semester's worth of work. So let me close this out and jump back into After Effects. All right, Annika, let's go ahead and look at yours. Jump over to here. And I am going to play. Nice. The audio's a little loud, so you're going to want to turn that down. Fun. Because it's weird, it goes with this. Good job chopping things up and adding like rubbery transitions. Really cool. Nice. Okay, let's go through this. First of all, cool. Yeah, overall, just turn the audio needs to be dropped down. Angel asks, what is the button to screenshot? You should be able to hit Shift Control S, and that should bring up a screenshot tool on a PC if that's what you're working on. And you'll screenshot the whole thing or just a section, and then it'll save it under your pictures folder under screenshots. So in a subfolder labeled screenshots, that will be in your pictures folder is where it's going to save it. All right, so like this, like if I were to, let me just show you real quick. If I were to go into my pictures, there's a folder that says screenshots, and if you double click on that, the screenshot will automatically be placed there. Cool stuff added in here. I love it. A couple of the projects you need to just apply some of the changes that I requested. Really good job with the match cut. Trying to do the match cut with the same motion from one scene to the next. Awesome stuff. Love it. It's Shift plus the Windows. Yeah, Shift plus Windows key plus S. Yes, correct. Yeah, I'm sorry. I said Shift Control, but you're right. I think it is the Windows key. Shift Windows key and S. Let's see. Yeah, that is what it is. And then it'll look like it'll go dark, and then you can click on. If you just click on the screen, it will save that in there for you. Overall, love the transitions of the... Okay, cool. So the one thing that I would do is remove one of these ones at the end. Probably this one is the one I'd remove, and I would have just this one in here because you don't need two. You use the snippet tool. Oh, you hiding in here. I know you're hiding in here. So I would just remove one of the contact information things at the end, and Other than that, this is great. You did a really fun job with lining up the animations, the transitions and stuff, and the things with the beats. I think the only thing that I'm missing, this one right here, I know I said to make sure to, you want to get the changes done on this scene for the 3D ball. This looks good. I think the only thing, custom 3 scene, we got that. I love it though. I love the mix of everything. So let's make sure you've got everything in here. I saw the 3 bouncing balls, typography and motion design. I saw that one right here. Good job on the timing of that. The real and surreal, definitely saw that one. Principles of motion design in After Effects, which is in here. Right there. Then you had it in 3D right up here. I saw it. I know it's in here right there, which looks really cool, by the way. Love that. Love it. Ooh, shook the screen there. Neat. So you got the Cinema 4D. You've got your hierarchies here. Right there. You've got your little cute hover penguin bot. The only thing you've got you've got them all. Monarch butterfly here and your custom 3 scene. Nice. You could probably add even 1 or 2 more. I'd like to see, because you had some really cute ones of this one. So maybe an extra scene from your custom 3 scene and maybe 1 extra from your monarch butterfly one, because your butterflies are so pretty. You did a good job on that. What's up, Jose? You ate that fast. Must have been something small. Or you just eat like a competitive eater, which I'm not going to lie, I love watching that. It's so weird. I'm watching like these scrawny, skinny people just like massively piling food in their mouth, and they just beat these. It's impressive, not going to lie. Yeah, other than that, Annika, this looks killer. Really cool job. Great music. Totally 80s, reminding me of like 80s stuff. Definitely into it. You did a great job this semester with everything that's been, with all of the projects and stuff. Consistent over everything. Getting them all completed. It looks really good. Let me just put this in here for you. Minimal changes for Thursday's class, so good stuff. All right, Angel, let's go here. Let's check this out. All right, Angel's very good. Let me drop this down. You're gonna have to definitely drop down the audio volume on this, but I'm not gonna lie. When I first heard this the other day, I was in love with this introduction. With the music, really suits. It's just like hand in hand with the way you animated the text, which, by the way, really, really good stuff. The colors, same thing, very similar to Mel's, very consistent throughout the semester, and so you've got a very developed style, and so the reel looks really good. Overall, just love this. I just love that so much with the music. The flashing was my graphics card, not your video. Nice. A couple changes that need to be made in some of these projects here, so just go back and reread or re-listen to. That looks so pretty. Love it. Love this. Just looks so neat. The match cuts that are also in here. You could probably cut that scene down in half so it's not as long. And then I would, let's see, split these scenes up a little bit, because there's that one, the bounce, and then extend this one a little bit so we can actually see it. So maybe what I would do is extend this scene and then shorten the scene, and then just kind of chop them up and put them throughout the rest of the, because this is really cute. I think instead of having a fade here, what I would do is the hard cut. So remove the fade and just go from one scene to the next with the layers just butted up against each other with the circle shape about the same size. So like what you've done here, but just cutting a hard cut from one to the other. And then what you could do is you could just zoom out again from this one. I would zoom out right when it's up here. Just do a quick zoom out right there. Nice. Okay. Because what happens is we kind of follow the ball. The ball falls, we follow it. I wouldn't do a position. I would just do a hard cut from the giraffe to the butterfly to the ball. And then instead of a position animation and a scaling out animation, just scale out so we can see the whole thing. Love this. Fun. Here's the only one that I was add motion blur to the ball and the robot arm animation. Just to the ball. Looks so nice. Just the music you guys have really picked out here. It's just so much fun. I don't know where you found this, but it sounds like a Little Big Planet song. Lovely, lovely work on your custom 3-scene angel. You really put a lot of work into stuff this semester too. Looks so nice. Again, chop this up so this project isn't back to back to back. So just mix up some of the scenes. Like you don't want one scene to the next scene to be the same project. So just kind of maybe mix and match some things. And then there's this one part right here where it goes to black. Make sure that doesn't happen. And then also I would only have one of the, you did only have one of those at the end, which looks nice. Had the audio fade out. I would fade to black here. If you can, but really, really cool stuff. I love it. Just love all the work that you've put into this throughout the semester. This is just so neat. This just looks so cool. You should be very proud of yourself for that. Because you really thought this mix of scale and rotation from different spots and positions and how long did this was a really cool. This is really, really neat. And then it, boom, scales up and comes down. You've got these little stars shooting out from different areas. Neat. Okay, so we got the ball bounce. I've seen the typography one. I know for sure we had that. The Real and Surreal project. I don't remember seeing that one. But here's the hierarchies one. Typography. You've got your Hoverbot, you've got your Monarch, your Custom 3 Scene, the Principles of Motion Design in Cinema 4D, your typography again. Yeah, so the only one we're missing is the Real and Surreal. So if you have that one, throw it in. Other than that, really solid work. Minimal changes here that you need to do. Don't forget to turn the audio down, but you did some great stuff. Send me that. Change number. Send me the information in Discord. I don't know if you did that already. Cool. Let me see. Oh, come on. Pull up. It's going to take a second. I might have to close Discord and reopen it. Everyone's have been 24 frames a second, by the way. Logan, I did not forget yours. I will remember to download that. Okay. Let's bring this over here. Increase the size. These little guys are so awesome. Okay. So, okay, right here, there's this little drop down section which shows that, and when the text is red, that means that there's an expression written on that layer, right? So you have to click this little drop down thing and then just erase the expression that's in there, and then you should be able to animate the text without having it bounce back to the red, because I'm assuming what's happening is like you're trying to change it and it's not allowing you to change it, it just goes back, right? So just bring this drop it down here. I can show you inside of see this part too. Yeah, and right now it's not like that because you're off of the layer. So what I would do is that is like this. Let's say we had to bring this down and open it into a composition. Workspace. I closed my timeline. All right. All right, so if I had my scale here and I had Alt clicked here, what's going on is it looks like this. You just need to click this right there and come in here and just delete it and then click off of it, and then that will go away. You could also just Alt click on the stopwatch again and it'll fix it. So very, very simple. Very simple stuff. All right, let's look at Gavin's. Delete this. Gavin's. I'm not finished, but I wanted to submit something before work so that I could get some critique. Cool. All right, you know it needs to be longer already. Cool. Yeah, because it's only about 30 seconds. Nice. Cool. The music. When you remember me in elsewhere. Nice. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Again, such good work from you, Gavin, all semester. Yeah, it needs to be a little bit longer. You can have it 45 seconds is the shortest it can be. So, because this all seems to line up really well with the music. Yeah, it lines up really well with the music. The music is really interesting too for this. You guys are making me smile this semester, which is cool. Yeah, I would just like to see it with the finish. I think that overall this looks really cool. Really, there are no changes because you've done this fine. Maybe I would add in a couple interesting transitions, kind of maybe some masking that could happen here. That one was cool. Maybe a couple more transitions. I love that one. Yeah, and then obviously finish off with like your contact information. As far as the projects that I saw in here, so far I saw the three bouncing balls. You have the typography, you have your real and surreal. Principles of motion design here. We're missing the one in Cinema, or we got the one in Cinema 4D there. Just add some more scenes of these. You got your hierarchy scene. Is that one in here? I think we're missing that one. Of course, I'll get to it. Okay, so we're missing your robot arm or your assembly line. But I've got your hoverbot. I've got your monarch butterfly right here. And I've got your custom 3 scene right there. So, yeah, just adding a few more scenes of some of these projects and you'll be good to go with some fun, maybe a couple more cool transitions in there. And I would love to see that. Really, really cool stuff, though. Good start on that. All right, let's see here. Let's delete that. Who is next? Dakota. Need to clean up some things, but I wanted feedback. Thank you. Forgot a scene in the process of making changes to each scene, but this is the idea I was going for. Need to work on transitions a little bit. All right, not a problem. So you're aware of what you need to work on. Dakota, let's look at yours. All right, Dakota, good first shot at this. Let's go through and give you some critiques here. Good first start. Obviously, the first thing that I notice is that we need to mix this up, right? It's not all the projects are thrown in here in a sequence. So right now you're gonna get full credit for the you guys, you know, this is like a common thing that I've seen throughout the rest of them, and you'll still get full credit for this, but you definitely need to change it up for when you have the final, right? This is just this is like, you submitted it or you didn't submit it kind of grade, right? So some of you need to chop these up and remix it, because if not, then those points will be deducted, right? The other thing is some of these videos still need to have the changes applied to them. So you will also want the changes applied and not the first drafts in here. As far as the music goes, the music's not bad. Title and have it animate in some other way than just a fade. Or have like some interesting background happening in here. Right now, it needs to be at least 4 seconds. Because right now it's way too fast and we don't have time to actually read it. Which I would like. And then, like I said, to chop these up. Really, that's the biggest thing here is making sure that you've got your stuff updated and that you also remix these projects and cut them up and like mix them around within each other so that they're not just thrown in here back to back. And then you want your contact information scene to be the last scene here and not just animated by your name. You want to have your actual contact information. But very solid start on here. And you've got pretty much, I think, almost all of your projects. Let's see here. So here we have the Principles of Motion Design in Cinema 4D. We have your bouncing ball. We have your robot arm. We have your typography project. We have the real we have your hoverbot, the real and surreal, your monarch butterfly, and your custom 3 scene. We are the principles of, you also remove the title here. We don't need the titles to be in here. So just cut that out and just have it start from here when you mix those up. So you've got all your projects in here, which is really good. They just need to be updated. I saw some of them in here are updated, so that's good, but just not quite all of them. So really good start though. Let's go to Logan. Let's see here. Let's go. Actually, let me do Efren's real quick, and then we will go. Logan, I'll refresh everything, and we'll go to yours. All right, let's go ahead and play Logan or Efren's.
That's cheap, but still plays.
cool. Some match cuts in here. Loving it. So cool, Efren. This part here, I'm into. The only thing is that we need to have something on the screen here. So I definitely try and think of something. Maybe it's
Been a while since I got this one out of the box. Let's see if it still plays.
this part. Okay, so I like what it says. Let me crank up my system a little bit and listen to what you said.
It's been a while since I got this one out of the box. Let's see if it still plays.
Cool. I think right here, maybe putting a record, like having a record or a tape, or a VHS, like, right? So maybe a VHS tape goes into something. This one's cool. This is very reminiscent to me of like the opening of a Quentin Tarantino film. And I don't know where you got your inspiration for this, but it is really cool. Like, because he likes to do a lot of vintage looking stuff, right? So I think
Let's see
that
if it still plays.
you did a killer job at having the audio. So cool, really creative. I think we could have maybe your name would start up earlier on these sections right here, and then you could have like motion graphics reel. Ah, man, it comes in right there. Let me think. This was cool. I think that what you could do is introduce your name earlier, right? So right here, you could have the right here you could have your letters coming in like this, and then here you could just have your name like popping into scene in different fonts. So maybe instead of it mixed around like all different fonts in one name, you just have your name written in maybe 2 or 3 of these fonts, like you could just have the same thing here with the color change, but the text is the same, like the context of the text is the same, and it's in the same exact spot, but you utilize all those fonts, okay? And I think that would be really cool. If you have questions on how to do that, go ahead and ask me. But I think that switching that along with the background would just really add to it. I love this. I really, really do love this. You can also, I think that it would be beneficial to add a little bit of grain over top of your footage here, because it would make it look aged, which you're trying to do. So let's kind of it's really easy to do. Let's go ahead and open our timeline, drag this down here, and in the beginning, so you'll want to have something here. This you'll do your Efren, the name Efren T, and then right here you could have your full name written in one font, your full name written in another font, motion graphics reel, all that stuff written in, another font, so on and so forth. And then let me go ahead and we're gonna add an adjustment layer, new adjustment layer, and over this stuff right here we can just go into here and type noise, and we will want to add, like, not fractal noise, just maybe some regular noise. And we're going to crank this up a little bit here. And if you play it, you can see a little bit of noise in the background. You can also take the color off and just have black and white noise. If you just drop the color off here, you don't need a lot of this, right? Because as soon as you start cranking it up, you see that. So I wouldn't really go over 10 or 15%. 10% looks good. 15% starts to push it. Okay, so just so you're aware. So I'd probably stick to 10, and then I would still add a Gaussian blur as well. That blur. You could also add any other type of blur that you think looks cool. So you can blur some of that noise a little bit, maybe 5 pixels. And what it does is it blurs the edge of your text, which also gives you kind of like that old feel of film. Also, if you can separate your channels out. So if we go to add channel, shift channels right here. And this is going to really is what's going to kind of set your thing into like that feeling of old, or kind of like, you guys can't really see it so much on there. Let me zoom in here. And now you can kind of see that it's like fuzzy a little bit around the outside, and you got that noise. Shift alpha channel. If you stack this, I think, let's see, alpha. So if you leave this full on, red, and you shut off the blue and the green, and then you duplicate this, and then you shut off the red, and you turn on the green, and you duplicate this, and you do the same with the blue, turn the blue on, shut off the green. And then I think what you need to do actually is do this on separate layers. So let's duplicate this 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And we're on the first one, we're going to remove all these. Let's delete that. On this one here, we're going to remove all of them except for one. On this one here, we're going to remove all of them except for the other one. I'm going to see if this works. I think there's another way we could do this. And this one, we're going to remove these except for the other one. Shift channels. Full on, full off. Let me see how I would want to do this. How would I want to do this? Let's see here. Let's look this up for you. RGB split.
Question. Would you build a website?
Let me just kind of zoom here. That'll work. We want kind of like a chromatic aberration. So chromatic aberration is, I did this a while back and I haven't used it in a while. But it's when the colors shift slightly. One second, let me see. It is the shift channels. So it's just okay. So what you have to do is you're going to have to duplicate you'll probably have to pre-compose your introduction, and then you're going to have to duplicate that because you have to put it directly on the footage. So what I would do here is I would, and I had it just quite off. So I would shift channels and I would leave on alpha, but I would shut off the blue and the green. And then on the next one, I would do the same thing, but shut off the red and the blue. Let's see here. You can just copy, paste it. So full off here. And then make sure that you're adding the right one. Green right there. And then this one right here. Full off and add the blue right here. And then let's see what we're doing here. Changing these to screen. And then you're going to shift them. Let me just reading something. Then I think if you shift these, the text, right? Because it'll work really well on the text. Let's see here. You almost get a little bit of it here already. Let's see. Let's take this one. There we go. Move it down a little bit. Take this one. So this will work really well if you have it pre-composed. And I'm just taking these and arrowing them up and over a couple. Let's see. Let's change this. 960, 540. And then let's move this one over this way a little bit. Up and down. Okay, I'm going to shut the audio off on 2 of these. But it's going to give this
out of the box. Let's see if it still plays.
Let's see if it works. Yeah, because it gives it all throughout this. You can see it on here too. You can see a little bit of that chromatic aberration happening. If I zoom in, you can see it happening on the edges here, right? Same if we're over here. And it gives it this vintage look to it that I think looks really cool. And then when you have this section in here, you could just shut that off, right? Like obviously it would only be on your title. And then you could just either cut this layer, you want to fade this layer off. You could leave the noise layer on everything. But I think that would be super cool to add this effect to this start. And I think that it would just lend itself even more to what you have here. As far as the projects go that you have in here, let's go ahead and look here. You have your custom 3-scene animation. You have your hoverbot. You have your robot arm, and I see that changes have been applied to everything so far. You have your principles of motion design in After Effects and in Cinema 4D. your 3 bouncing balls, your surreal scene, your right here is your custom monarch flag. If you can find something else to fit in here, so there's not just a blank scene, that's what I would do there. This is really cool. And then you have your typography. I'd maybe add in a couple more. This is, you know, it's 1 minute and 20 seconds. So maybe you could add in a couple more from your typography and maybe from your monarch butterfly. I think that's the monarch one looked really cool. So I think you could add a couple more in that. But, and I saw you were doing on here, but amazing, amazing first draft. Really, really cool stuff. I love the beginning. Love it. Love it. Good work so far on this. Let me see. Here. All right. And Logan. Let me go to yours. Let me refresh. Cool. Sweet. Downloading it now. Bringing it into After Effects. All right. Let's watch Logan's. Final one for the rest of the class. Ah, you fixed it. That looks so cool. You brought it into the intro. Oh, perfect. Love this. Want to make big books. So cool, dude. Really cool work with all this stuff. With all the character animation. That was cool. Love that. Love this part on your... That is so cool. How you added that, like, the mirage effect on this. I'm... Really neat stuff. Changes have been made to everything. Chef kiss. So cool, the timing with the music. Love how you mix things up. Oh, that was cool. Love that. This looks great. You really put a lot of work into this, Logan. I'm so happy that you sent this to me to look at for the first time. I don't even think... I think the one thing I would maybe do... Let's check the levels on the audio. Let's see. Where's the audio? I don't know what I'm looking at. Right here. No, the audio level's good. I'm going to rewatch it again. Really good job on your transitions and stuff on this. Everything's timed up on this so well too. As far as like that was cool. Love this part, the bouncy ball. So I see this part. So if you're gonna make it like bouncing down, like it's bouncing the, it looks like you're trying to make it bounce like the scene down, right? Like it's affecting the scene's transition. So I would really time that out with the bounce here. And maybe, so it doesn't look like an accident. Because what happens then here is we get this spot where there's this like bar. Let me do this. There we go. There's this like black bar here. Where the scene's not all the way full. So you're going to want to fix that. Let me get out of there. This is very minimal changes in this too. Sorry, it zoomed in. Really good stuff here. So cool. This timing of this is great. Mwah. changes have been made. Yeah, it really fits well with the music. That part looks like you made it custom for this, and I know you didn't because I've seen this original. And the fact that you fixed this, because I know that was a struggle, and we were talking about that at first, it looks awesome. You took a lot of the stuff that we learned over the semester and implemented it into the rest of them. I think you could probably nix. That's so cool. I would say to cut this part out right here where it says animated by, and then maybe you just have like a cool scene with your name animated. Maybe you make an extra thing for your reel because you don't have a lot of changes to do here. So maybe this could be something custom that you make that looks really cool with your name to keep it in that cut instead of having it saying animated by. I think we could just say your name, right? Your name would be cool just by itself. Because it boom, boom, boom. So you might have to update it in this one and just remove animated by on this part and then remove it here and then just keep Logan Taylor because it might be more time efficient than adding animated by on here, right? Because you want it to be consistent. So you want all three of them to say the same thing if you're doing a match cut. That's cool. Really cool stuff. You guys have really impressed me this semester. Some impressive work, you guys. So yeah, Logan, minimal stuff to change on here. You really worked hard throughout the semester to get a lot of this stuff updated and adding in the principles of motion design and the things that you've learned over the entire semester in your past projects, which also looks awesome. If we were to look at it, I'm pretty sure I saw everything in there. Let me just open this back up because I had fast forwarded. Maybe the only one I didn't see was did I see the real and surreal one? Do you have that in there or no? I'll pull it back in real quick. If you can get that one in there, that would be great. The animated by purging doesn't seem difficult to do. I'll get that done soon. Sweet. Cool. So you have your custom 3 scene. You got, oh yeah, no, there it is. So I see it. Surreal and real and surreal. The hoverbot, bouncing ball, custom 3 scene, robot arm, principles in Cinema 4D and in After Effects, and your typography. You've got them all. Nailed it. Really good stuff. Cool. All right, you guys. So, cutting class a little bit short here. Do you guys have any questions before class on Thursday? I'm going to throw that one into there. I can feel the little dude behind me. I can hear him messing around. Being a little stink. What are you doing? Are you being a little stink? Come here, Seamus. Tell them how good they've done this semester. Come here, Papito. Give me my little papa. Seamus says everyone's done such a good job. He's so proud. He likes to hang out and he likes to watch. He likes to watch your videos. You're a good boy. Mommy forces kisses. All right. I do have a question. Do we exit the Discord server once the semester ends? If you want to, you can exit the server. If you don't want to get if you're done with school and you don't want to get in here and see that, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You don't have any questions? Good night. All right, you guys. Jose did answer that for you. I would wait, obviously, until the semester's over. Because you have to post this stuff to Discord, too. All right, yeah. Night, guys. On Thursday's class, we're just going to be going over everyone's final reels. So there's going to be no more changes or anything like that. We're just going to watch the final reels, and it'll be real short. Maybe an hour long. So, all right, you guys. I will talk to you later. Hard work is pretty much almost over. It's just a little bit of editing at this point. So, all right. Enjoy your Wednesday. Have fun. Good luck on the rest of this and any of your other classes that you guys have. I'll talk to you later. See you on Thursday. Bye.